This is going to be a little bit of a contradictionary video, as you can tell by the title. 365Viddies, your host, yours truly, Errol Sykes, Friday 24th of November. And as it says in the title, talk is cheap. Now, obviously we're here improving our speaking ability in front of the camera, being more comfortable, and being more exposed to things that we maybe not are used to. Now, when it comes to actually working towards that skill and completing your 365-day video challenge, how many of you, and be honest, are really coming through, right? I see a lot of people, and I have been seeing a lot of people in the last 2.5, close to 3 years, people who say that we're going to do things and they didn't follow through, right? Had the best intentions in the beginning, but then when it came push to shove to actually follow through, their words were just words, and they were not matched by their actions. And it's actually funny because right now I'm in front of a gym, local gym here in Calibo, and there's this one picture that says, motivation is what gets you going, habit is what keeps you going. And I guess what you're doing in this 365-day video challenge is to keep going, right? The moment that you see, all right, so here's the thing, right? People, and that's to a certain extent understandable, people are doing something, and I can use this 365 days as an example later down the road, but people do something because they want to get something out of it, right? If I go to school, I expect to learn hard in order to expect a degree, which will then help me to get a job, right? Or when I open up a business, I do that with the expectance to make money, right? When it comes to the 365 video day challenge, you can have the same amount of expectancy, or the same level, I guess, of expectancy as when you are going to school or as when you're opening up a business, but things don't work that way, right? And the reason why is because working on something and getting stronger or better or whatever, improving some skill, isn't something that is done linearly. It's something that's done exponentially, right? So the power of words, ladies and gentlemen, is not just about the amount of what you're saying, or not even the intensity of what you're saying. It's about the consistency and making it a habit. So 365 days down the road, the way that you will say something will be totally different, or have a different meaning, or maybe have more depth than when you would have said that same word or sentence on day one, all right? So even though I've been involved in public speaking for quite a while right now, going through more than 1,000 days allows me to carry myself differently and kind of foresee things in terms of communication before I even get into that fact. So for example, if I meet new people, I can gauge by the way that they're carrying themselves, how they're going to communicate where they're at, maybe even emotionally, which would allow me to gauge a situation better in order to adjust my speaking, right? I didn't kind of think of learning that skill before I started this 365-day challenge. What I wanted to do is just get better, right? So that is maybe I guess, a linear way of looking at things. You do something, you do it every day, you get better at it. But then the exponential thing, that's what makes this more interesting, is more than just words, right? And you can only get there once you actually do something like very consistently. So when you're looking back, and I use this quote unbelievably so much, right, by Steve Jobs, you can only connect the dots when looking back, right? So when you go through your motions, you make things a habit to the point that you just are, right? You can look back and examine the skills that you have now newly acquired just because you started this video challenge, right? So to sum up, linearly you can be better in front of the camera, you can be a better speaker, you can be a better communicator. Linearly, exponentially, you can gain way more skills beyond what you can predict or expect right now. So I suggest be about your words, right? And understand that your words, are just a very small substance because talk is cheap. Have a good one. Subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. See you later. One life. One love.